When a drafter has some new sheets that needs annotations, here's what needs to happen. They need to plot a PDF set of the new sheets that require annotations. It would also be helpful for them to include an elevation view of where those particular details are cut. This would just help eliminate errors, help me better understand where each detail is, and also help me to more quickly identify which profile detail coordinates with these new details. When the drafter gives me a new detail sheet, they need to have the detail views set up already on the sheet the way they want them and numbered, as well as the page already numbered. Advenser does not at all affect or work on page numbering or detail numbering. All of this is just how it comes in straight from Revit. All the perimeter materials, I would need an architectural reference so I know what that material should look like. And then I check our profile drawings and see if we have a matching profile drawn of the perimeter that we can match, or if one is missing, then I create one for Advenser to use to reference. In addition to architectural references, if I have any questions in regards to the sheet or the details themselves, for example, maybe what is this hidden line, heavy lines and so forth, hatching, I will call the drafters directly and just walk them through my few questions just to make sure I understand what Advenser should be doing with each item, if that's an error in the model or an error in the family, or if that's something that Advenser needs to correct on their end. After I do my review of the details, I then mark them up. And so these are the markups that I add to these details to give Advenser clear direction. So I tell them which CAD detail to use as a reference to annotate. Those CAD details are located in our drafting drawings folder for each project, and those are the details that I have cleaned up from our profile package so that they were up to standard and just make sure everything was clean and accurate according to the latest architecturals as well in regards to the perimeters and so forth. I also tell them any pertinent dimensions. Since they will be drawing in this perimeter material, I want to make sure they know the exact locations so that they're not guessing. And any deviations from our CAD drawings, I let them know what is correct, since we made some changes in Revit that we didn't necessarily update the CAD drawings for. So this is just a basic sample of the notes and the level of annotations that I do give Advenser, just to make sure that everything is clear and that we get the desired results. In addition to all these comments, I also create a video. I walk through each comment on each detail to explain to them what I mean, and that has proven to be giving us the better results the first time, and Advenser also has commented that that has been very helpful for them as well. So when sheets are given to me late, I don't have time to do my thorough markups, or I don't have time to draw CAD perimeters or make the videos for Advenser. Those things, then we see the negative results, because then Advenser gives us back something that's not correct, and then we have more errors that we have to fix later. So the earlier I get the sheets, the more time I have to do my good quality markups, as well as draw any perimeter needed, as well as review with the drafter any questions I have, so that Advenser can just go through and finish their process much more smoothly with better results. So at the end of the day, the drafter will have to upload their latest model to their Dropbox account in their correct folder. And all they would do is put the date, the current date, as a suffix of the file name and upload it straight into the Dropbox folder. Then I also upload my markup PDF as well as my video also into that same folder. I also send an email to Advenser to give them direction of which projects to be working on for that night. And then Advenser will work on it that evening. And when they're done, they'll re-upload their model and add an A to the end of the file name. So that way we know that they worked on it. And the drafter will then just have to download that latest model first thing in the morning, so that way they have the most current set. And then I review their PDFs that they worked on. And so here's an example of those 2 sheets that I marked up. And here's what I got back from Advenser. And so we could see what a difference it is. All the notes that they added and how they cleaned up the perimeters and drew them in. And so I go through and then I check every single note and all of the dimensions and annotations for spelling errors and so forth. And I go through and make sure that they truly matched the CAD detail correctly and that they have all the correct part numbers and annotations as we wanted them to. And any errors that I see, I just mark them up, and then I re-upload these markups to Advenser as a revision, and the drafter will have to also re-upload the model and do the same process so that Advenser can then work on these revisions the next day. So on average, Advenser can work on at least 10 to 12 details at a time. If it's just a basic annotations like these intermediate mullions and horizontals that don't have much Revit drawing involved of the perimeters, those they can do a lot more of them much more quickly. But perimeters that they have to draw in Revit take a lot longer. So the average would be about 10 to 12 details in one night that they can probably finish.